that you want to do is to measure out 1 cup of lentils, and lentils of your choice. And you're just going to throw it into the strainer because you want to wash off all the dirt that's on the lentils, and then you're going to put it to boil. So the next thing that you want to do is just take out your lentils that you have just washed and put it in a pot of water. This is about 2 cups of water, and all that you're going to do is just set it to boil so you can just start cooking your lentils. So once your lentil starts to come to a boil like this one, all you want to do now is sink it. So I'm going to add 7 cups of cold water to my lentils pot. This helps to cook the lentils faster. So again, you just want to make your lentils come back to a boil, and then when it does come to a boil, you want to test it to make sure that it is cooked properly. When it's cooked, it's going to crush right out into your hands or onto a plate or a cover that you are testing it on. My lentils are almost cooked, so now what I'm going to do is add in 1 pack of coconut milk. The coconut milk needs to be cooked 15 minutes before you add in the rice and the rest of your seasonings, because this is going to help with taste. And you just want your coconut milk to be well cooked, because if it's not well cooked, it can hurt your belly, and you don't want that. So you have to make sure that it's cooked for 15 minutes. Now it's been 10 minutes since my coconut milk has been cooking. So the next remaining 5 minutes I'm going to take to add in my seasoning so they can also be cooked. First, I'll be adding in my thyme. Don't forget to wash them before adding them to your pot. Then I'm going to add 1 medium onion, 2 cloves of garlic, and about 2 teaspoons of cumin, 2 teaspoons of coriander, and 2 teaspoons of all-purpose seasoning. 1 tablespoon of hot chili powder, 1 teaspoon of hot chili peppers. Now this is optional. If you don't want any spice in your rice, you don't have to add this into it, but it really gives it a nice taste. So while you have done that, you're just going to stir your pot and leave it to cook for 5 minutes, and then afterwards you're going to add in your rice. And I almost forgot the most important ingredient. Salt. You want to add 1 teaspoon of salt because you don't want to eat any fresh rice. So don't forget the salt like I just did. And then when we come back, then we'll start talking about how you add your rice in. It's been 5 minutes since I've added my seasoning, so what I'm going to do now is just add in my rice. I've already washed it and picked it. And just so that you know, this is 4 cups of rice. So now you just want to mix up your pot so you can get all the peas from the bottom to come out just like that. So you don't want all your peas to be at the bottom, so carry them up. And then you're just going to leave it to cook. Technique in cooking good rice is that when your pot of rice starts to look like this, when the water starts to go down and the bubble starts to come up, you just want to turn down your heat to about low, to or low, and then cover it and leave it to cook, just like that. My rice has been finished cooked. All the water has been evaporated out and it's swollen. All you're going to do is just test it. I'm using my fingers just to show you that the rice is cooked. You see how that just crushes out into my hand? That lets you know that the rice is cooked. The next thing we're going to do now is just move on to our protein. Get into making our homestyle tofu. So what you first want to do is just add a little bit of water in there if you're not going to use oil to saute your onions. So you just want to add in 1 medium-sized onion, 2 cloves of garlic, and just saute them. Add our sweet peppers. 2 more cups of water, a couple shakes of turmeric, just to give it some color. Because tofu is naturally white, and whatever you add into the pot, the tofu is going to soak up, and that's what's going to give it its flavor. And we just added some ketchup. Now I'm just going to grate just a few ginger. Just a little piece of ginger just to give it some taste. Now we're just going to add in our tofu that has already been sliced, salt, and fried. Just going to add in 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, 1 teaspoon of coriander, 1 teaspoon of cumin, and 1 teaspoon of coriander. 1 teaspoon of all-purpose seasoning, and a teaspoon of hot chili flakes. Now we're going to add in some thyme. So you just want to stir that all up and then leave it to cook. My tofu has been cooking for 11 minutes. It already has made its own gravy and has thickened up. So what I'm going to do now is just turn it off and leave it to cool, and then I'll share when I'm ready.